Ever feel like data analysis is this exclusive club? Like, you need to be fluent in some coding language to even get in the door.
Yeah, it can definitely feel that way.
Well, today we're ditching the membership card and opening the doors wide open because we're diving into Orange data mining.
Orange data mining.
Yeah. It's a platform that makes data exploration feel less like deciphering code and more like playing with a really cool, really insightful puzzle.
Okay, I'm intrigued. No coding required.
No coding required.
Yes,
Seriously,
yes.
it's all about visual programming. But, and this is a big but, it's not just another pretty interface, you know?
Right, right. So there's substance behind the slickness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to Orange's roots. It came out of academia, the bioinformatics lab at the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia.
Really? So it's research-driven.
Totally.
Yeah.
And designed for teaching, too. So it's built for learning, for discovery, not just like churning out quick results.
Which is probably why it's used by universities and researchers all over the world.
Exactly. If it's robust enough for serious academic work, but designed in a way that someone who's never even looked at Python can grasp.
That's saying something.
Right. Okay, so let's get into how it actually works. Imagine, like, you've got this workspace, right, and a toolbox. But instead of hammers and wrenches, you've got these things called widgets.
Widgets.
Widgets. Each one is like a step in your data analysis process.
Okay, so if I need to wrangle some messy data from, say, a spreadsheet.
There's a widget for that. Now, clean it up, get it organized, widget time. And then when you're ready to really see what that data is telling you, yep, you visualize it with, you guessed it, more widgets.
So it's like visual programming, but instead of writing code, I'm connecting these widgets together.
Exactly. Like building with Legos, but instead of a spaceship or whatever, you're building this powerful data analysis pipeline.
I like that analogy. So walk me through some of these widgets. What kind of stuff can they actually do?
Well, the cool thing is Orange doesn't dumb things down just because it's user-friendly. We're talking serious data science capabilities here.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, say you're trying to figure out why some customers stick around and others disappear. You want to predict customer churn. In Orange, you could have a widget to pull in all your customer data, another one to clean it up, get it ready for analysis, and then another one to actually apply a machine learning algorithm to it.
Wait, hold on, machine learning. We're jumping right into machine learning.
That's the beauty of it. Orange has widgets for that kind of stuff.
Wow. So I can just drag and drop a machine learning algorithm into my workflow.
Pretty much. It's designed to make even complex stuff approachable. Let's say you want to use something like logistic regression. That's a way to predict the likelihood of something happening based on past data.
Right. I've heard of that, but never actually used it. Sounds complicated.
It can be, but in Orange, you don't have to be a math whiz to use it. The widget does the heavy lifting for you. And then this is where it gets really cool. You've got widgets to help you understand the results.
Because what good is crunching all those numbers if you can't make sense of them, right?
Exactly. It's like, ever get lost in a sea of numbers?
Oh, tell me about it.
Orange throws you a visual lifeline. And it's not just like dry tables and figures. You've got scatter plots to see relationships, histograms to understand how your data is distributed. Like, are most of your customers new or are they veterans?
Right, right.
Histograms can show you that kind of stuff. But it goes even deeper. Orange has these visualizations called dendrograms.
What now?
Dendrograms. I know, it sounds intimidating, but stay with me. Imagine like a family tree. But instead of showing how people are related, it shows you how your data points cluster together based on their similarities.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So I can see which data points are like cousins or siblings.
Exactly. And the coolest part is these visualizations aren't just static images. You can interact with them.
Interact? How so?
Like, let's say you're looking at a scatter plot of your customer data, and you see a group of people who are spending way more than average. You can click on that group, and boom, all the other visualizations update to show you just the data for those big spenders. It's wild. It's like having a dynamic filter that lets you zero in on specific parts of your data and see how everything else connects.
That's incredible. So you're not just looking at a static representation of your data. It's like a dynamic conversation.
Exactly. And that's what makes Orange so powerful. It takes something that can feel very abstract, like looking at rows and columns in a spreadsheet, and it makes it tangible.
You're not just crunching numbers, you're actually interacting with the information.
Right. And we've only scratched the surface of what Orange can do. Remember those data clusters we were talking about? Well, Orange has this visualization called a silhouette plot. And basically, it helps you see how well-defined those clusters actually are. It's like a quality check.
So if my clusters are kind of fuzzy, the silhouette plot will show me that.
Exactly. It'll show you if your data points are really grouping together tightly or if they're more spread out.
That's really helpful because sometimes you might think you've got these clear groups, but then when you visualize it, total mess.
Totally. And then there's these other diagrams, mosaic and sieve diagrams, and those are super useful when you're dealing with like a ton of different variables.
Okay, so instead of looking at customer data, I'm trying to understand, say, all the factors that go into weather patterns.
Exactly. Imagine you're trying to see how temperature, humidity, wind speed, all these things are connected. Mosaic and sieve diagrams can help you make sense of all that complexity and find those hidden patterns.
I'm starting to see why people are so excited about this platform. It's like it takes the guesswork out of data analysis.
It does. And speaking of taking the guesswork out of things, have you ever just felt overwhelmed by how much data is out there? Like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Oh, yeah. Data overload is real.
It is. Well, Orange has a built-in solution called score plots. And what it does is it highlights the most informative visualizations. So instead of being bombarded with a million different charts and graphs, you see the ones that really matter.
So it's like Orange is saying, hey, focus on this. This is the good stuff. I like that. Makes it so much easier to know where to direct your attention.
Exactly. It's about guiding you to the insights. So to wrap things up, Orange data mining isn't just a piece of software. It's a doorway. It's a way to make data analysis accessible, understandable, and even fun.
It's about empowering people to explore their data, ask questions, and uncover those aha moments, whether you're a data scientist, a student, or just someone who wants to make more sense of the world around them.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So go explore, have fun, and who knows what you might discover. There's a whole world of data out there just waiting to be unlocked with Orange.